Hey Bella, are you ready to move? The water kind of scares her, the dock scares her. She has no idea we're moving again. Welcome to Oldsmar, Florida, my hometown on Tampa Bay. And I've lived here in Oldsmar since 2017. I attended high school in Oldsmar years back though, when my family first moved here from Indiana, actually 17 years ago, last month, June 2004. So I've lived, I mentioned this at the end of one of my videos recently, but I've lived in Florida for half of my life. Indiana 17 years, 17 years here in the Tampa Bay area. First moving in the summer of 2004, my family first moved to Clearwater Beach. And I've shared all that I just mentioned, I have shared sporadically throughout the journey here on this channel and other videos. And if you've been here since the beginning, you've probably heard a couple, but if you're watching today and you're new and you haven't heard that before, there you go. I appreciate everyone joining me for all my videos. I go to places, I go to all kinds of different places, do all types of different things, but every now and then I like to do these types of videos just to kind of give you an update of what's going on with me in my everyday life, because my everyday life does affect the decision making in this channel. Not as far as what type of videos or the events I cover, but when I can do them and when I can throw them out, edit them, upload them. My personal life does take effect because I have a regular job, you know, I have to do that, and that's how I fund my adventures. I do this just for fun, and I am so grateful that you guys watch, that anyone watches. When I began this channel right here in Oldsmar back in 2017, never thought that I would grow this much, and I am so just appreciative of everyone watching. Thank you so much. Now I'm gonna ramble quite a bit. I already have begun doing that and I appreciate you tagging along. I just wanted to give you an update of what's going on with me, show you where I live, and show you where I will be living. I am moving. And first, I'm just gonna show you Oldsmar, some things around here I may have shown before, I may have not. Again, if you're new, you've never seen any of it. So here you go. Here's where I live, and by the end of the video, I'll show you where I'm going. There's much ahead, my friends. Began the video on the back side of this gazebo at Veterans Memorial Park right here in Oldsmar. Sits right in front of Tampa Bay, and I attended a wedding right out here and a couple of Memorial Day services throughout the years. A couple of my good friends got married right out here. City of Oldsmar, founded by Ransom E. Olds, the founder of Oldsmobile, and right in the insignia there of the City of Oldsmar, top of the bay, you have the Oldsmobile Deluxe, one of the first ever cars that were ever manufactured. That was ever manufactured in the United States. Yep, R.E. Olds used to own all this land here at the top of the bay. Also, I have to point out that one of my first videos I ever made on this channel was called Creepy Child Statues, and I showed a ton of these statues. Aren't they creepy looking? Yes, they're children. They're not supposed to be creepy, but in a way, all these statues in the city of Oldsmar, and there's tons of them, they're a little creepy. This guy looks like he's having fun though. Some creepy fun. Check this out. Little photo opportunity here. This is new, right here in R.E. Olds Park. This vehicle I'm driving is a 1901 Oldsmobile curved roundabout. That's what the sign says right behind my face, or beside my face, actually beside this one. And the gentleman on the right there is Ransom E. Olds, Mr. Oldsmobile. Developed the streets of Oldsmar and lived here off and on. His brother did as well. It was their Florida home. He was a snowbird. Welcome to my high school, or should I say my Florida high school. I went to 3 high schools altogether. 2 in Indiana. My last 2 years of high school right here at Oldsmar Christian School. I think my class was made up of 20 people. Class of 20 actually graduated right inside this church here. This is a Baptist church, a small Baptist church, but also there's a Christian school. And this is where I played basketball. Right inside there is the gym. It's where I played basketball, won 2 regional championships with the Oldsmar Soaring Eagles. I really love this small town here on Tampa Bay, Oldsmar. It's been very quiet. It's kind of an oasis in between the Clearwater Beach area, Pinellas County, and Tampa, Hillsborough County. It's kind of off the beaten path. And back in early February, right after the Super Bowl, Oldsmar, Florida made world news when someone tried to hack into our town's water supply, ultimately trying to poison us all. Over 15,000 residents were attempted to be poisoned, and they never caught that person. They never did. The verdict is still out. No word on who tried to poison us. It was definitely a hacker. But yeah, no update. If you've heard something, maybe I'm missing something, but if you've heard, or perhaps know who did it, comment below. May justice be served. The Oldsmar flea market is famous in these parts. It's been around for many years. And my family actually used to come here before we even moved to Florida. We had family here in the Tampa area for several years. It's part of the reason why we moved down here, because we did have a little bit of family, but we used to come to the flea market way back in the 90s, and it hasn't really changed. Open on the weekends. The sign says it's the mightiest in the South. We've been there before and we'll go there again. I look forward to coming back to the Oldsmar flea market sometime. And ladies and gentlemen, here she comes. My beagle. Well, she started to come. Hold on, 1 second. Bella, come back here. Come here. Bella, come here. Come say hello. Bella, come here. There she comes. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Bella, my beagle. And I have been living behind these glass doors right behind me for the past few years here at my parents' former place. My dad passed in February, and my mom has decided to move back home to Indiana, where we all grew up. And so that leaves me looking for a new place to live. And that was part of the plan a couple years back. Before the situation hit, I was going to move back, launch once again, and get an apartment. And the situation hindered that. I decided to stay home, save a little more. And I'm glad I did, because I got to spend more time with my family, with my dad especially, before he passed. So I'm very grateful for all the memories I've made here. If you go back and watch some of the videos, many of them took place inside the room there. I've been moving the past couple weeks after work. I do the 9 to 5 thing, just like many of you out there during the week, make videos on the weekend. But during that time after work, I've been making trips back and forth to my new place, moving my stuff, moving stuff to the storage unit, taking stuff out of the storage unit, downsizing, moving. Something I've done over 30 times in my lifetime. A lot. So I'm kind of an expert at it, but it's never fun and never truly enjoy moving. I don't know who does. Did you hear that, Bella? We're moving. I know. It's bittersweet, isn't it? But it's just gonna be you and me. You and I. I know. It's a little emotional, but we'll get there. We'll be all right. We're gonna go on more adventures together, aren't we? A great thing about this move is I will now be closer to work. My regular job Monday through Friday. I've always worked in Tampa, actually. Ever since I graduated high school, went to college, all of my jobs have been within Tampa. So moving back this way saves me a ton of time driving back and forth. I've had over a 30-minute commute for the last decade, whether I was living in town and country or out in Oldsmar, depending on where my job was located. I've always spent 1 to 2 hours a night in a car. Put that together and think about basically the time I spend making videos and editing. I spent a lot of time in my car. So living in the city limits of Tampa, working in Tampa, it's gonna give me a lot of time and save me a lot of gas. Welcome to South Tampa. It's a 3013 San Carlos. It's a nice apartment building, isn't it? It's not mine. Stopped here to show you that I will be living in the same vicinity as Devin Butler did in the 1993 movie filmed in Tampa, Cop and a Half, the Burt Reynolds movie. Devin Butler and his grandmother lived right up here in this apartment building, and I've shown this before in my Cop and a Half filming locations video. I'll put a link to that in the description below if you want to check that out later, but I just wanted to stop, check this place out again. If you didn't see that movie, you missed it. But yeah, this is where Cop and a Half was filmed, right here in South Tampa. Living very close to here, not too far away. It's very cool. I'm in the same neighborhood as little Devin Butler. I love that movie. Such a funny film. I watched it when I was a kid with my parents. Never imagined I'd live in Tampa, Florida, among the filming locations. Also, another movie filmed in Tampa. Someone in that movie I also kind of live close to as well. 3113 Waverly Place, and the home of the Castle family. Frank Castle's house from the 2003 film, The Punisher, filmed right here in Tampa. And I was just here a few weeks ago. I created a filming locations video and tracked down all the locations for that movie, including this house right here, which was the Castle family house. I will also put a link to that video in the description below if you'd like to check that one out too. But yeah, living in the vicinity of two movie characters, of two movies that were depicted in Tampa. I just had to point that out. And I just put it together that those characters, Devin Butler and Frank Castle, were South Tampa residents. Just like me now. And here we are. Welcome to my new place. My new place. Check it out. I just set up this entertainment system. As you can see, it's a work in progress. I just built this the other night. Picked that piece up at IKEA, put it together myself. And doing the same right now for this one. This one was used. I got it for free. Found it on an application called OfferUp, and it was first come, first serve. It's yours. So I picked that up. I'm currently building that, and as you can see, I got stuff to put away. All kinds of stuff everywhere. I'm just moving in. Just a few days ago. Check out this microwave I just purchased off of Amazon. Isn't it cool? It's very retro looking. Oop, works. The classic. Just had to get it. Looks like an old TV or something, right? So I picked up this old boombox a couple weeks ago at the Goodwill. $8. I've been meaning to play my Lost Boys soundtrack. I got over in Orlando at a convention a few months back. Here we go. Very nostalgic moment here. Oh yeah. Works pretty good. I don't want to do it too loud. I want to make a good first impression for my neighbors. Oh, what the heck. That's a good song. Oh man, I love the Lost Boys soundtrack. Let's do the reverse side. Oh no. There we go. Oh, what's wrong with side 2? Okay, that's enough of that. Value Pawn and Jewelry here in the Town and Country neighborhood of Tampa. We're a little ways west, halfway between where I used to live and where I'm moving to. Between Oldsmar and South Tampa on the west side. This is the Town and Country neighborhood. This building used to be Hollywood Video, and I used to work at Hollywood Video right here inside of this building. about 16 years ago. And the reason I came out to Town and Country to show you this, there's a big gap in my timeline. From about 2004 to 2017, I lived in Town and Country. Spent a lot of time here in this neighborhood. Now, I lived in about 5 different addresses, actually 5 exactly, and all but about 6 or 7 months. In the summer of 2009, I lived in Ocala, actually a little town called Ocklawaha. But yeah, predominantly spent a good amount of time here in Town and Country. Just wanted to point that out before the next location. Oh, someone got in my shot there. My bad. Yep, Hollywood Video. Spent a lot of nights here. And now that I've moved to South Tampa, I will be a whole lot closer to my absolute favorite place in Tampa, the Tampa Theater. This 1926 majestic movie palace has been shown here on this channel several times. I've shown it before, and I'll show it again. Love this place. An original silent movie theater designed by architect John Eberson. He designed many movie palaces, as they were called back then, just like this one, but it is said that this one is his absolute favorite. I love watching movies here, and it looks like they're playing Jurassic Park this weekend. All right, pop quiz, hot shots. That's a Speed reference if you've seen that movie. Did I name my channel after the city? Did I name my channel after the bay, Tampa Bay? Or did I name my channel after this theater? Jeopardy theme in my head. Well, there's no wrong answer. All the above. I love Tampa, I love Tampa Bay, and I love the theater. The coincidence is the first 3 letters of my name are J-A-Y. It just had a nice ring to it. But when I started the channel, technically, I did live in Tampa. I moved right near Tampa Bay, but I've always loved coming to the Tampa Theater to watch a movie. There you go. Just a little fun there at the end. If you enjoyed this video, do me a favor. Give one of those right down there. I appreciate it. Thanks guys. Thanks for joining me today. I have moved, and I have kind of shown you where I'm going to be staying. I've shown you where I've moved to, where I was, and kind of gave you a bit of history about me. My channel, a little bit about me, more about me. I'm rambling now. I'm going to end this video, I promise. But what I'm trying to say, what I'm really trying to say is thank you for watching me and joining me for all of my videos, whether it might be a convention, filming locations, a roadside attractions adventure, wherever it is, wherever it might be and will be. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining the journey. It wouldn't be the same without you. You are every bit a part of this journey as I am. And if it's your first time here, this is a totally different style of video. If it's your first time here and you want to join me for another video, subscribe below, come on back. Thank you for sitting through this video. I can't thank you enough. I won't keep you much longer. I'll see you next time. I am Tampa J, and there's much ahead. Bye-bye, guys. Tampa, love it. Love my new place. Gonna have fun there. Gonna make a lot of videos. Gonna edit a lot of videos there, of course. And I'll ramble again. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.